Hi everyone, welcome. This is Gem 314 Tarot. I find everyone well. Thank you for returning, and hello if you are new. Aquarius, it's your turn. The moon is in you. Okay? I know people are saying that this is a blue moon in Capricorn. Like there's two new moons or two full moons this month, and like this is supposed to be full moon in Capricorn. It's not. All right? All my observations for tropical astrology is saying that the full moon is 10 degrees Aquarius. Now, what they want to, if they want to go by sidereal astrology, which I am all for because that's what the true sky says. Okay, the true sky is sidereal astrology, but because we go by tropical system in the West, which it does not take into, or it doesn't it one of them doesn't account for precession. So in tropical astrology it's saying that the moon is in Capricorn, and in sidereal astrology, if you look at your astronomy apps, this real time sky apps, you'll see that the moon is in Capricorn. If you go by tropical astrology apps right now, the moon is in Aquarius. So, if they want to do a sidereal all the time, I'll do it because I very much prefer sidereal astrology to tropical, but everybody's so used to the tropical that that's kind of what all the astrologers have shifted to do, with like no question about it. I question it. I don't prefer tropical. If they want to do one or the other, then they got to choose. So right now I'm just going to stick with moon is in Aquarius. That's tropical astrology. I'm not going to shift today. However, I actually might start giving a lot more attention to the sidereal because it's the true sky, and I love science. I'm the space nerd, so I like to go by exactly what I can observe. And what you can observe right now is that the moon is in Capricorn. But not for tropical astrology. Now we're in Aquarius, and I will address it because holy crap, okay? We've got the moon and Pluto in Aquarius, and both, especially Pluto is 29 degrees Aquarius going retrograde into Capricorn, but right now it's in a hard opposition to the Sun, which is 29 degrees Cancer, moving into 1 degree Leo tomorrow. Happy early birthday, Leo. We're going to say goodbye to Sun in Cancer at the time. And now the Sun at 29 degrees in Cancer is at a hard opposition to Pluto in Aquarius. And now the Moon is in Aquarius. Um, I I don't do well when the moon is in one of the water signs. Cancer and Pisces are the worst for me, but I do a little bit better when it's in Scorpio. Scorpio is an honorary fire sign in my eyes, and when the moon is in Scorpio and I'm upset, at least I can set something on fire. The other two I can't. You're just boohooey for no reason. But so the reason I say that is because as a fellow air sign to Aquarius, with the moon there, I don't like the emotion put on top of the intellect. I would rather everything be logical, and then you deal with emotional stuff separately. It should be separate. But when the moon is in an air sign, or or when there's air and water together, I don't like it. So I laid out the First Light Tarot, the Animal Wisdom Tarot, and a Lenormand, and let's see what we've got. So Aquarius, the overall feeling here is there is an upheaval. There's an upheaval. There's some kind of information that came in that people are upheaved about, and it has to do with doctrine, and it has to do with the way things are. Because we have the cross card here from the Lenormand, and when it dropped, I heard there is a cross to bear. This says it's ethics, faith, charity, redemption, morality, spirituality, but also it's a burden because it can be dogma and suffering and tradition. I heard suffering for the sake of tradition, devotion, doctrinal instruction. So for this, I heard there's devotion here, but because it's just tradition to be devoted to this, it's devotion, but devoid of logic. It's devoid of research. It's devoid of. Now, what were we? If you want to go back to what I was talking about with Gemini yesterday, I believe it was Gemini. There is something about read. So the Gemini brought up got the code card, and the code card always says if you can read the symbols, the signs, and the synchronicities, that's all coding. Think binary, okay? Binary 010101. It's all like that's code for the program being the overall turning of the wheel. Okay, so they're saying if you can learn to read the code, you can learn to read the program. And more than that, if you can read the code, you can change the program. So this feels like a little bit of an extension to this. Gemini is a fellow air sign to us, Libra and Aquarius. So there's more than possibly some themes that are running through the similar signs at the time, okay? One of I just heard global themes also. So this has to do with upheaval of doctrine, okay, dogma, tradition, and beliefs. Um, so we've got the high priestess here, which is perception, hidden powers, and reflection of ideas. This is knowledge, okay? I always hear with the high priestess hidden motives. And lately, yesterday especially, it had come out with the high priestess saying psychic psychic side eye activated, which means you are in observation mode heavy, okay? You are processing. This is not just you, but you especially right now, Aquarius, because all us air signs are extremely analytical, okay? So even though High Priestess is Pisces energy and that is guiding us to be analytical about intuitive things, okay? Psychic abilities, dreams, downloads, intuition, things like that. Usually it means to be cognizant of those things but quiet about them. High Priestess knows what she knows, but she doesn't share why or how she knows what she knows. She just knows. She has the receipts. On top of that, we dropped the Lilies card from the Lenormand deck, and that's family, harmony, peace, tradition, support, and a mature older man or lover, King of Wands. Okay, so High Priestess, perception, psychic side eye is open, nothing's getting past you. You are processing everything, and it's like you're compartmentalizing. I see that in Aquarius, in the Aquarius psyche, it's like, okay, that's logical, that's not. I'll deal with that later, that's emotional. This has to do with my money, this has to do with time and family, this is my health, I gotta put this here. And it's all high priestess energy because it's being very observant about everything, but it's in a very OCD Aquarius kind of organization here. Now, this has to do with tradition again with the tradition coming through. We've got it here with the cross. We had it with the emperor yesterday. Emperor dropped again today for the Aquarius moons. This has a lot to do with things that we've been holding as true for a long time. I'm surprised we didn't get the Hierophant, but that because that's Taurus energy, and Taurus has a couple things going on in there too. On top of the lilies, we have the Tower, the Serpent card from the Animal Wisdom, Tower energy. The thing I get about this, the Tower can be of different symbols from through different decks, but with the Animal Wisdom deck, that being a serpent and it's wound around the Tower, I feel like with this pile, the High Priestess, the lilies, and the serpent, there is something very constricting about some tradition that you're beholden in right now There is something very constricting. It's choking the life out of you in some aspect of your life. Now, look in your chart and see in which house Aquarius occurs in your chart, and that will give you a sense of where in your life these energies may play out the most. Say you have Aquarius in the first house, a cliche, but let's go with it. The first house is our identity and what we put forward, how we interact in the world, the mask we wear. It's not just the mask we wear. I like to describe it as the car we drive to and from work, and the car that sits out front of our house, the clothes we wear. It's things like that. It's our outward appearance, how we appear to others in life. Okay, that's the first house, our identity and how we function in our reality. So in that case, this would be like High Priestess, tradition, and the Tower. There's something about our core being that is being reviewed. Okay, if your Aquarius is in your eighth house of Scorpio, and this is research and transformation and everything, this is going to be a flip of beliefs. Okay, I do love Scorpio energy. It is one of the water signs, but it's the one I vibe with the most, the easiest, right? Um, Scorpio is extremely observant, okay? I love Scorpio energy. They have the piercing eyes. And so I do have Mercury in Scorpio, and I've been told that when I'm paying attention to someone, it's invasive because the Scorpio eyes just dig deep into you, right? And I've been it's almost like it's like a drill, almost like zzz, like getting down into something and pulling out the truth. And not everybody can function like that. Not everybody is comfortable being quote unquote analyzed like that. So for me, this feels like overall, so far, we've got High Priestess, Tradition, and the Tower. I mean, it's self explanatory. There's something in the collective that is being upheaved, but it's okay. For the whole reading, I get the feeling that yes, it's going to be, it's, it's heavy, but it's going to be okay, you know? Um, so the second stack we have resistance, which is calling for middle ground and preparation. On top of that, you've got the letter, okay, the letter Lenormand card, but there's some kind of information coming in. This is correspondence, paperwork, a document, this is a record, a message, communication by mail, memos. This also can be a will. This is some kind of written, some kind of official, some kind of documented correspondence. We've got resistance here. Somebody is going to be resistant to some kind of information, okay, some kind of correspondence, resistance, and then the light with the candle here. That's what's sticking out to me in this card. It's not the letter, it's not the quill, it's the candle. And the candle usually means enlightenment or guidance, clarity, or information. So something about this letter is going to bring a kind of truth, and there's going to be resistance to it. But you need to find some middle ground with this and be prepared for it. Um, there's needs to be preparation for this knowledge and in response to it. After that, you drop the wolf card from the animal wisdom, the Nine of Pentacles. So this may have something to do with your abundance, your comfort, your ability to provide for yourself. I don't get it. This didn't come out reversed, and there's not really much else negative around here except the Tower. So I don't think this is like a loss. Okay, this is just something a correspondence, some kind of information about your abundance, the abundance that you really worked hard for, okay? Nine of Fossils is the Nine of Pentacles, and this says this is autonomy, freedom, and self-reliance, okay? So there might be some kind of, and it did say a will. It's a document. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad. It did say paperwork, a message, communication, and a will. There could be some kind of inheritance here, and it's going to bump you up to a Nine of Pentacles. No, the thing with the wolf card, I like that they included that there is a raven here. And there is a symbiotic relationship in the wild between wolves and ravens. Ravens have a higher perspective, okay? They see from up above. So they can, fly over the treetops. And there have been many observations of ravens finding a dead carcass and sending up a call, okay? And then the wolves hear the call and they're like, hey, the ravens found some food. So then the wolf pack will run towards where the ravens were saying the carcass was, and everybody gets to eat, ravens and wolves together. So there is a feeling here that this letter or correspondence coming in is going to be a raven. It's going to be some kind of a heads up, some kind of a, hey, look over here. Hey, maybe you didn't check over here. There's something over here, right? This is information about abundance that you maybe didn't have you weren't I heard that you weren't privy to. I don't know which guide that is that's talking to me so proper, but I heard there's a raven coming and it's going to divulge it's going to divulge some abundance that you had not before now been privy to. I don't know what guide that is, but I mean that's kind of like Game of Thrones talk, right? So this is going to be fortuitous, and it's going to be very prosperous. It's good news. After that, we've got the portal card. This is a passageway, okay? This is movement between worlds, time, and relationships. It says create your path. There's a portal here. Okay, so when I was contemplating this, I have to admit that this did give off some energy concerning the current politics. Okay, this is definitely a portal. This is a passageway. This is I don't want to say it's a reset point, but it's definitely a shift, like when you're on a train tracks and the track shifts to the other track. It's like not anything that you control. The conductor is controlling what track you're on. You're just along for the ride. So I feel like this passageway here, this portal, this is a jumping of the track. We have King of Wands energy here and the cross. So King of Wands, the tiger. Oh, this I heard is has to do with the sun going into Leo in the next day or two. So this portal, this passageway, this new time period, this is an in-between time. This is movement in between worlds, in between time frames and relationships. So we do have High Priestess in the same row as this King of Wands. Tiger. Tiger came out yesterday. This sun on his chest represents Regulus, the heart star of the Leo constellation. He's regal. He's kingly. This coming from the Gemini reading. This had a sense of leaving behind very emotional things because it was a time of high emotion but very little action or logic. Okay, so it feels like with the sun, this King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. The sun is moving into Leo as we speak, and by tomorrow. So I feel like, and also once it does move in, even now, it is in hard opposition to the moon in Aquarius right now. So, moon in Aquarius, briefly, it is a feeling of giving more kindness, nurturing, and consideration to humanity as a whole. Um, Aquarius likes to be the high-minded. I always call them. If the air signs are the mind, then Gemini is like little whirlwinds in the parking lots that whip up the leaves, and they're gorgeous and dynamic, and you don't see them every day, and you feel blessed to have seen them blown by, and they're blustery, and they breathe in new life and new air, but they fizzle out. Okay, that to me is Gemini energy. Libra energy is the warm air currents that you put on a windsuit, and you can like wind glide, or it's like parachuting, things like that. But Aquarius energy, or like kite flying, things like that. It's the middle air. The middle layers of air, I guess, is how you can describe Libra. That's how I do it. And then Aquarius is the high stratosphere where the airplanes, the birds, and the hot air balloons go. Okay, they have a very high vantage point. To them, they see no borders on the countries. They see people very small, but they see it very big. I don't know if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? It's like people individually don't seem to matter as much when you can see them by the thousands. Okay? And a lot of times you can also watch how mob mentality, group mentality, herd mentality happens. And Aquarius is always observing like that. So to me, this feels like there is a change between giving emotional support to people en masse, and the now in opposition of the sun moving from motherly Cancer into fatherly Leo. This is going to feel like ego is taking over more, and it's in direct opposition to the moon in Aquarius. Now the moon is faster moving than the sun. The sun is going to take a whole month in one sign. The moon is going to be out of Aquarius in 2 days. But Pluto is still there. And that's when the sun moves into 1 degree Leo about there. It's in direct opposition to Pluto for a while. I'd say about a week. Because there's a 5 degree leeway with oppositions, with any of the aspects, but for me especially with oppositions, there's about a 5 degree leeway. Right now the sun is about 29 degrees Cancer, and Pluto is 29 degrees Aquarius. In the next week or so the sun is going to progress, and by the time it gets to about 7 degrees Leo, it's going to be out of that opposition with Pluto in Aquarius. Now Pluto in Aquarius, that's a tough one because that's there for a whole generation. That's there for years. And what Pluto is doing in Aquarius is, this is another aspect of death, but it's not the reaper like Saturn is. When Saturn goes through a sign, he drags his scythe along the bottom, and he's upheaving and digging up everything that had been planted. Okay, he is the harvester. Whereas Pluto is not death as the harvester, but where it's the place where death brings things after they've been harvested. So if you think about it, as Hades, which Pluto is Hades, the god of the underworld. He's not the god of death, but he's the overseer of things that are already dead. And Hades is a holding place for things to be purified and reborn before they are reborn on earth. So it's like a hall, like if you think of the hall, going through a hall, or so like Saturn as the reaper will bring in the harvest, whether it's situations or souls or, whatever time periods. He brings in the harvest and he brings it to Hades. And in the holding place, in Hades, in the underworld, they were just showing me the Duat from Egypt. where after your heart is weighed against the feather of truth, your soul can progress through the duat, which is the underworld. And that's where you work off karma, you review your lessons, you know what I mean? And that's all shedding and purging of the old cycle before you're allowed to be reborn. That's what Pluto is. So there's a lot of things in Aquarius that are being purged and purged and purified before they are restructured and reborn. Okay. Whew. Now, because we've got the portal here, we've got King of Wands coming in, Tiger. That's, and I usually give the kings to Sagittarius, but since this is sun energy, it can be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Now, the King of Wands represents confidence. He's confident, courageous, and proud. He has a presence about him of leadership and stealth. He's physical. Wait, it says shapeshifter. Oh, shapeshifter. Oh, okay. I'll explain that. Physical and spiritual sight. This says wherever you wander, you rule. This, okay, so this is definitely Leo in your power energy. So I feel like coming through this portal, you're coming through it as a king. Okay, you're coming through it in confident energy. I love this because this comes after the tower. This comes after the high priestess senses it coming. Okay, and the lilies has to do with home and tradition, family, but also a King of Wands energy. So here is where the High Priestess senses that King of Wands is coming with the Lilies card, and that it causes a kaboom, an earth-shattering kaboom, that in the tower. After that, there's the resistance and the middle ground. It's like, oof, this was a hard one, but I have to reboot. I have to find some compromise. Okay, I feel like the compromise here is it's not much of a compromise because they're telling me the compromise is you just have to let shit go. Okay, it's with whatever the tower has destroyed. Yeah, it might hurt, it might suck, it might be a heartbreaking, but there's the compromise here. The middle ground is that you just simply have to accept that it happens. And you know that, and that's what is causing this resistance. Middle ground, preparation. It's like prepare for the change, prepare for the change, and the change, it happens to be this tower energy. I would like to point out with both of these cards that resistance and the portal, they both look like eyes. See how they're just black holes? This definitely has feelings of the void where you're passing through something that there's nothing there yet, you know? It's like a tunnel. I feel like this is like a tunnel in traffic. Okay, there's a quiet moment. You don't see behind you, you don't see ahead, but it's like traversing these two different time periods. On top of that, you had the letter, okay? So there's correspondence about some kind of Nine of Pentacles here, some kind of abundance. You're coming through a portal and you're coming through into a time of abundance. Then you've got the cross and the Knight, King of Wands. You know, again, ethics, faith, mercy, charity, redemption. This is a cross to bear. Okay, without reading way too much into it, I feel like you're just going to be hanging on to your principles. And there you are, alone in your principles. You're going to come through just fine. You're coming through with that tiger energy, guardian of branches, King of Wands. Oh, yeah, the shapeshifter. This is the energy they wanted me to explain about the shapeshifting. You're coming through. So, I mean, let me think here. First of all, okay, the animal progression here. You go from the snake to the wolf to the tiger, okay? The thing about tigers, and I love this, I absolutely love telling this little tidbit of information, my little trivia of knowledge about the tiger. Um, they have spots on the back of their ears, and when they lower their head to drink and their shoulders go up, the stripes along their shoulders, the white around their face, and then when they turn their ears backwards, those white spots on the back of their ears, and then the way their nose is shaped and their mouth is, it looks like a big head, and it looks like there are eyes staring right ahead. So even as this animal is vulnerable with its head down and its eyes obstructed, and it's taking a drink, it's refreshing itself after this portal energy, okay? Even when it seems like it's in a vulnerable position with its eyes not forward, there are still psychic eyes up and open. That's why with the high priestess and and I'm telling you, the running theme in the last few days, in the last week or so, has been psychic side eye activate. Okay? That means that third eye, that intuition, the eyes in the back of your head, the hair that goes up on your neck when things are shifting behind you, all of that, the antenna are up. They're showing me Shran from Star Trek Enterprise, the Andorian, when his antennas go up. There is um, foresight here, there's psychic awareness here. And I love that. That's the shape shifting of the tiger. You cannot pull the wool over the king's eyes, especially the lion and the tiger, the king of the forest, the strong, ego centered, masculine king energy. You cannot pull anything on them because they are conscious and aware of their surroundings. They have to be. They are the head protector of everyone below them, including themselves. Okay? So I love this energy. Anchor cards here are we got a placeholder for positive surroundings, and then you drop from the Lenormand, you drop the fox. And Fox came out a couple days ago. He's watching the salmon go by. We had a whole thing about salmon for the last 2 weeks. I didn't know if we were going to get past them or not. I even saw him on TV. This is cleverness, instinct, skill. Be be shifty, shrewd, and sly. Okay. And then after that, you've got the deer, which is the Seven of Pentacles. So, after this Nine of Pentacles and the King of Wands comes through, by the way, I love this. Aquarius, if you have strong fire in your chart, strut that energy. I love that energy on you. This is Seven of Pentacles is appraisal, pruning, and planning. Again, this is like that purge. So when you have a garden and you go out there and you look over your garden every day during the growing season, and you look for pests like bugs, or you look to see if any animals are stealing your unripe things, or you look to see if there was wind damage or water damage. You are tending to your crops, right? That's what Seven of Pentacles energy is. So if you have a lot of things on the fire right now, say you are going to school and then you have to learn something new, or you're making plans, or you're waiting for this in order to increase your abundance, or things like that. It's like you're kind of lifting the lid on the pot to check it. I hate when people do that though. Like, I'll cook rice and it'll smell really good, so people will lift the lid to check the progress. But the warning on that is every time you lift the lid, it lets a little bit of that energy go, and then it has to start over a little bit again. It takes a little more time because it has to build up that steam under the lid again. So this is all telling you that be shrewd and shrifty. Oh my God. Be shrewd. Be smart. Okay? You are smart. SMRT. Be crafty. Be sly. Be plan and Prune what is dying, let go of what didn't work, and put more energy into what is working. Okay. Um, they're showing me how um, one of the advice, some of the advice on how to grow like those biggest pumpkins in the world contests every year is that once you get a good one, you prune away everything else and you just let the vine feed into that one pumpkin. Okay, that to me is the Seven of Pentacles energy. Prune away things that are smaller, they're not working, they're shriveling, they're, withering away a little bit. Prune away the things that aren't working and feed more energy, positive, nurturing, fertilizer, time, effort. Um, invest it if you're looking to grow your career and you want to invest in your education. That's kind of what it's talking about. Prune away everything else and put money, time, and effort into a study, and that's going to be the pumpkin that grows. You know what I mean? And the fox energy is telling you to be clever, use your instinct, go with the skills that you have in order to choose what you keep. So we're going to move on to, I hope this is resonating, you guys. I'm going to try to cut it short. Where are we? 36, that's not bad. We're going to move on to Sun, Moon, and Rising Aquarius for this time period. We've got, for Aquarius Suns, you dropped the Ten of Wands, whew, and the Five of Wands sideways. And this comes in under the High Priestess, the Lilies, and the Serpent. Wow, you guys. This is contention. This is fighting. Even in the moon, the Aquarius moon here, you've got the Seven of Wands. So there's a lot of fire energy. This is definitely when, especially now that the sun is moving into Leo, I feel like it's even in, okay, Aquarius, the reason I say that this has to do with global and societal things is that Aquarius rules relating to people in large groups. So you are part of a bigger collective, and that is where your antenna go up. Okay, so I feel like you feel this coming. There's a perception here that you feel it coming. That's that high priestess energy. Okay, she's got the moon on a crown on her forehead. Her third eye is active, the crown is active. Even though your eyes may be seeing the mundane, your third eye is processing how that there's effects underneath that nobody sees. Okay, and that has to do, like I said, with family harmony, tradition, support, and this King of Wands energy. So you feel this King of Wands energy coming, and then it lays the tower on you. So you either feel it coming, so you're like, okay, I feel this energy coming, so I'm going to shake the Etch-a-Sketch so that we have a fresh slate when it happens. Or you actually feel a King of Wands energy coming, okay? Whether this is somebody entering your life that you sense coming, or this is Sun moving into Leo and activating any of the fire energy you have in your chart so that you yourself are starting to operate in this King of Wands energy after the moon was in, after the sun has been in Cancer all this time. It's like people are starting to realize I spent way too much time being boo-hooey about things and being a little too sensitive about things and a little too compromising and nurturing about things, and now it's time to walk in my own power, okay? But now with Aquarius suns, underneath that, you're part before you go through the portal, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself and I'm stuttering. I apologize. You're hitting a 10 of Wands, okay? And the 10 of Wands is heavy burden, but it's the final step of that heavy burden. This is the throwing that shit down on the ground. You are done with it. You have carried this big bundle of sticks uphill in the snow both ways, no shoes, everything. This has been a burdensome cycle, and you are finally trudging the last legs of this burden, okay? And as soon as you get ready to set that shit down, bam, 5 of Wands. There is fighting, there's arguing, there's conflict. This is you. This, I heard for some in the collective, this is internal struggle of having to set down this cycle of end, because it's after the Tower. Even though you could feel it coming, this Tower hit, and now you're at the end of this burdensome cycle. But there's contention here. There's fighting. There's arguing. There's oh, I heard I'm gonna get what's mine here. I don't like that, but it's sideways. It didn't come out reverse, and it didn't come out upright. So this to me has been. Now I have to admit that this is new for me. I've never before had so many cards, especially from the Rider-Waite deck that I call Oda-Mae. Oda-Mae's been spitting out sideways cards since it started yesterday, where all three of Gemini's placement cards were sideways. So to me, this is feeling like upright, it would be super intense arguing. Reversed, it would be very light, very or like the ending of the if you think about being in a boat and a wave hits you, if the energy is upright, the wave really rocks the boat. But if the energy is reversed here, it will just be a little dun dun, like a little up and down that you barely notice. But coming in sideways, I would say it splits the difference. So there's going to be some kind of arguing, a little bit of contention. Maybe somebody has different goals. These are Wands, so it's ambitions, goals, motives, um, things like that. Some people are optimistic. Some people want to hold back. Some people are confident. Some people they're not so much. Some people are happy to share. Some people want to keep for themselves. I mean, there's like this kind of thing going on here. Aquarius moons underneath resistance and the letter and these 9 of fossils, which is wolf and raven. You got the Emperor. Emperor came out yesterday, I think, heavy. And you've got here the 7 of Wands. So when we look at the progression of the cards, the 5 of Wands is fighting contention, and I heard fighting your corner. Oh, this was playing in Gemini yesterday. I will die on this hill. I will fight you for this. I'm going to, I heard I will die on this hill, and then I heard that's a weird flex, but you do you, So, whereas the 5 of Wands is the fighting. Then you progress to the 6 of Wands where somebody wins. There's victory and recognition and everything, and you get a reward. But then the 7 of Wands is the 6 with another wand to defend yourself. Okay? So we've got Emperor energy here. Love Emperor energy. Aries, and I give to Capricorn too. The reason I give to Capricorn is that the King of Pentacles is the last king before the Emperor proper. Um, so the Emperor does need that fiery Aries energy to be sure of himself and confident, energetic, and bold. But he also needs that Capricorn energy because he is very he has a lot of responsibility on his shoulders, and that's what Capricorn, masculine Capricorn energy is, the bearer of responsibility. So yeah, again, with this resistance, this is not just resistance, it's a moment. It's like I need a moment to prepare. That's the thing. The resistance, the middle ground, preparation, and then you have this letter coming in about 9 of Pentacles, abundance. A letter or correspondence, news. Like I said, it could be an inheritance or a will. It could be some kind of small windfall. I'm not talking millions. I'm talking just like, I don't know, maybe somebody had a 401k they forgot about or something like that. Or somebody's great great grand aunt died, and all the great great little grandnephew's got like $500 or something. This is something like that, okay? But then there's like the emperor and then defense. So maybe there's something where it's like there's a victory here, but you have to defend your position. And you're going to do it just fine. You're an emperor energy, you know? It's like you're going to say, I'm not taking any bullshit. You're not taking anybody's bullshit. And you're not letting anybody take your abundance either. I heard come at me, see what happens. Seriously. Well, because it's Emperor energy. Look, he's got the staff with it's like looks like a mace. It looks like, and then here he is fighting like, dude, are you seriously coming at me like this right now? Nobody's gonna get past you. You're gonna win. It's fine. I heard there's unhappy chirping, but it's not gonna affect you. Okay, they're just telling me that just to have a heads up that it's gonna, there's gonna be some ruffled feathers here. Then for Aquarius risings, this came out of nowhere. I absolutely love this energy for you. You've got the portal card here where you're stepping through to a new phase in life. And then you've got the cross here, which was the traditions that you're leaving behind. Faith, mercy, charity, morality, spirituality, but also a burden, a spiritual burden. This is dogma and suffering for the sake of tradition. This is devotion and doctrinal instruction. Okay, this is like that's Hierophant energy. But you got a portal here and when you go through a portal, you have to purify yourself to go through so that you don't go through with baggage from the old cycle. When you step through this portal, you're coming in, bam, King of Wands. Fiery, beautiful, pure, bright. There's not a spot on you. There is not a speck of dirt. And here you are. You came through the tower fighting. You came through laying down burdens. You came through defending your honor. You came through all this and you came through looking like a fucking king. Here you come. And what do you see on the other side of this passageway? Oh my God, it's the Four of Wands. You are coming through to a new stable home, new stable future. This is the building of a stable future. You let down, look at all these wands that were here. You let down with the 10 of Wands. You fought through it with the 5 of Wands. You defended yourself with the 7, and here you are at the 4. Now, it does feel like you're regressing because the numbers are going down, but look at the energy that's surrounding you. You're going from burden to arguing to being in your power, defending yourself, and then you're building these 4 of Wands. To me, it's that purging. It's shedding what didn't work. Okay, it was shedding what was a burden, shedding what was getting in your way, shedding what was sapping your energy. And what you were left with was, woof, beautiful. Back down to the basics, but not you didn't lose anything. You still have happiness. You still have abundance. That's that 9 of fossils up there. And it looks like even so okay, this is what I'm seeing. Here, when you were in this 9 of fossils, getting a heads up about some new abundance from this raven. A raven comes in and whispers in your ear, and it's like, join me, follow me, and I will lead you to this abundance, and we can both be happy, okay? And then you came through that portal here in your king energy. I heard it's because you wanted to match her energy. Or now remember, gender ain't shit. This is a king of this is a masculine fire energy coming through a portal as his self. Okay, you are empowered. All right, and you find you have created you walk through that portal let go of old dogma, retained the traditions that would make you stronger, and came through as a king of wands, this fire tiger energy, and you built a new four of wands, a new stable foundation for a loving future. And on top of that, you dropped, here she is, your match. You dropped the Queen of Wands. Hello, fiery, sexy energy. I love this. If we read it all together, it's you're coming through a cycle where you're at a 10 of Wands. You are laying down the burden. The tower has fallen. You were able to prepare. You were able to salvage some riches. You hooked up with this beautiful raven energy. She led you to abundance. You had to fight your corner and defend yourself. You're here in Emperor energy, building a Four of Wands with a beautiful Queen of Wands. Here you go. Look at this. Emperor, Four of Wands, Queen of Wands. A gorgeous, powerful connection. Okay? Now, to tie that all together, we have the anchor cards here, the star and the star. You are feeling yourself, Aquarius. You showed up twice. Look at that. The star and the star. Now, for me lately, the star has been the North Star, Polaris. It is Sirius, the dog star, which heralds a time of renewed abundance. It's when Sirius rose, right behind that star came the flooding of the Nile, and the Nile revitalized the plain. It brought nutrients, it brought fertilizer, it brought fertilization, and new. What were we just talking about? About where you're purging things that didn't work here with the seven of fossils, and you had to cut things away that weren't working, and you have this new area of abundance because this is double water. I know your Aquarius is an air sign. I know, and that's growing up trying to learn astrology. It was one of those things that always threw me for a loop. But here it's heralding new abundance. Okay, the waters are coming. The star heralds the Nile flooding, healing, growth, wishes, a new path. To me, as the North Star, it's you are redirecting your boat, you're replotting your path, you are choosing a new direction. Everything is possible here. Make a wish, set your sights. In one of the other cards, there's a boat, and the captain has a sextant, and he's pointing it at the star, and he's plotting his course. I mean, there is just, I heard the way is open. Of course, because you got the portal here, you came through it, and now there's like open possibilities. Choose. Oh, and that, what was this other card over here? Portal, yeah. Choose your path. Create. Oh, it says create. Create your path. You have a blank slate. Once you come through a portal, you come through this void, you come through a tunnel. The other side is not written yet. So you have this opportunity here to create your new future, okay? But you got to let go of some dogma. You're going to have to fight your way out of some contention. You're going to have to survive the tower here. Everything looks wonderful. You're in your energy. You came out twice for yourself in the anchor position here. I heard you got this, okay? We're not done yet, but let me do my spiel. I hope this is resonating. I hope that these messages are reaching whoever they need to for your highest good. Not all messages are going to resonate for every person at the same time, but leave what doesn't resonate now. Keep it in mind because it might make sense at a later time. Remember, you are all at different points in your timelines. I can read the script, but I can't tell you what character you are playing. You have to put yourself where you resonate in the scene here, okay? If you're vibing with my content, if you take one moment, you can leave a like, please leave a comment, share my videos, subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel so that I can do this as a living. Those things are free for you to help me out. If you'd like to go in the description, I do have my email. Email me. We can talk about a short one question personal read or a one question birth chart inquiry, either one for $15. Also down there are my donation pages, a Venmo and a Cash App. I would really appreciative of any interaction that I get from you viewers. Any donations would help me greatly. Thank you so much. Let's continue. We drew an ancestor and angel card, and we drew the wise woman. Here we have a woman with an owl on her shoulder, and the moon is over her forehead. What was I describing earlier about the High Priestess card, where that crown on her head was a half moon above her third eye chakra on her crown chakra? The beacon is lit. Okay, so this to me, this owl on her shoulder is representing the High Priestess card that we started the reading with. Okay, let me go to the page. Wise one. It says, grow within your current situation. Wow. It says, knuckle down, be reliable and committed. Be open to wisdom and insights from your elders. Okay, that could be why the High Priestess fell out with the lilies, the older man, the King of Wands energy. This says the wisdom of the wise one is based on something that the younger generation is often lacking. It's commitment and reliability. When this card appears, you are being guided to continue working on your growth and expansion within your current situation. Be committed to your tasks and projects. It can be very easy to get bored or overwhelmed, but persevere. You are being reminded of how it feels to be let down and experience unreliability, and that is not who you were born to be. So keep working on what you're working on, because it's going to be extremely beneficial for you in the long run. So that, I feel like, is that Emperor energy, talking about be reliable, be committed. That's very much Emperor energy. That's also King of Wands energy. As the Lion, as Leo, they're very protective. They roar. They got a big mouth, but they don't. Their roar is what is the phrase? Their bark is worse than their bite. In the lion's case, their roar is louder than their swipe. Okay, definitely be in that energy of reliability and commitment. And then for the theme deck, for the additional messages, you dropped Bubo the Owl. I love this card. It's guidance, intercession, and gifts from the gods. I feel like this is Bubo coming in with that letter. Okay, that's the correspondence that's coming in about some abundance. I feel like that's what Bubo is bringing. Okay. Bubo, if you don't remember, I'm Gen X, so I remember the original, the OG 1981 Clash of the Titans, and Zeus commanded Athena, one of them, Artemis, to give Perseus her owl, her real friend, her real, like, life breathing, blood and feathers owl as his gift. And she's like, fuck that noise. I'm not giving my friend to some god's spoiled ass kid. So then she commissioned Hephaestus to make a clockwork owl, and that was the gift. So I love that. You also got the Hand of Fate. Third eye, all the symbols. This is the Hamsa hand. It repels evil eye. Okay, so this is the divine is at work in your favor. Forces beyond your control are in play. Okay, that's the Hand of Fate. You also got, remember, you are fire. Okay, we've got a lot of fire energy in the reading. King of Wands, Queen of Wands, 5, 7, and 10 of Wands. Okay, Emperor energy as the Aries. Yeah, there's a lot of fucking fire here. This says burn, adapt, love, create, tame, and ignite. That's one of the things I always forget to mention when I'm talking about the wands is the passion. There's passion here. For good or evil, for fucking or fighting, there is passion coming, okay? How you utilize it and what it garners you, what it gains you, that's up to you individually. You also got the goldfish, the snack that smiles back. This is something that has to do with increase, okay? I love that because you've got the 9 of fossils and the 7 of fossils that's growing abundance and increasing. It's wealth and good luck, prosperity and transformation. Oh, okay, and harmony. The reason the goldfish is transformation is because some of the mythology about goldfish, especially in Japanese, I believe, and Chinese, uh, it's the koi fish will grow and grow and grow, and then when they get to like their 100th year, they turn into a dragon. That's the transformation. They go from a little goldfish, and they were always symbols of wealth and abundance because only the rich people could afford to cultivate them, with them beautiful koi ponds. Um, they are a kind of carp, which goldfish are, and they would grow and they would evolve and they would change. And after their 100th year or their like 20th change or grow, whatever, level up after they turn into a dragon and they swim away. It's like a water dragon. So that's the transformation. There's something going from small luck to bam, huge abundance. Okay, if you cultivate it, that's the thing. Because the cycle of the carp was to live a long time and to persevere and process a lot of things. You eat a lot of things. They lived a long time. They experienced a lot, and in order to level up, you had to live long. So this is something that you had to cultivate for a while. And a little bit of abundance is going to grow into a dragon amount of abundance. You also got the apple of temptation. Oh my god, somebody's coming in hot and heavy. That's that Queen of Wands with the Four of Wands coming in with her stability, you know, all luscious and gorgeous and stable and abundant, sexy. That's you or her or both. There's temptation there. However, I love this. You've got the key. And this has to do also with portal energy. It says, once closed doors may now be opened. You have the answers. So you got the key to the door, which represents the portal, the answers, which is the letter, and now you can go through, which is the passageway. I love it. I love it. Be strong, persevere, be brave, go through the portal, be prepared, and watch your money and watch out for this sexy Queen of Wands that's going to lead you through. You might feel at some point you might feel that she's going to lead you astray because it's not like she's coming in with much. The Raven energy is like, hey man, there's some abundance over here, but I can't get to it, and you've got teeth. So if you can come over here and rip this carcass open, we can both eat. And you're like, fuck yeah. The fact that she needs you to do that transforms you into a fucking tiger. Oh, here you come, tiger, to bring down your Queen of Wands in this Four of Wands. Hello? Mm-mm. Dang. Now, the last card you've got an angel number 777. Beautiful number. Hit the jackpot. Go to the casino. Play 777. Divine path. You are right where you should be and are serving your divine purpose. You got this, Aquarius, okay? You got this. I love this energy for you. Sun is going into Leo. So you're going to feel empowered. You're going to feel empowered and you're going to feel not only empowered, but it's going to be like a breath of fresh energy into your life. Okay, you're going to be able to allot that energy to where you need to put it in order to grow beautiful things. Okay, don't forget, watch out for that raven that's coming through. She's going to turn into a Queen of Wands. She probably has fire in her chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, just like you might. So I love this. You're coming in for yourself, the star, the star. You anchor it all. You are the anchor for your own reading twice, okay? I love this for you, Aquarius. Thanks for sticking with me, you guys. Until I catch you tomorrow, thanks for watching. Okay, bye.